Okay, and remember class, if we're sad, we what? We just buy manga. Okay, one more time. Remember, we don't need therapy. If you can't afford it, what do? If we're sad, we just buy manga. That's right. Okay, same time next week. Remember, there will be no test because I know you guys aren't studying. It's the end of the Apothecary Diaries. It's the season finale. I don't blame you guys, but there will be an open book test. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. All right, welcome on in, settle down everyone, take a seat, and welcome to Manga 101 with Boogie. The year is 2025 and the manga market is booming. Releases are being announced left, right, and center. Old manga is coming back into print, indie authors are blowing up, and the market is surging right now with some very serious projections leading all the way up to 2029. Now, I'll be real, I don't know who's running those studies, okay? I don't know, is there something about AI in there? I have no idea. But I will say, manga is surging right now in popularity, especially here in the United States and worldwide. There are more people buying manga, watching anime, getting into manga, reading manga, being in the fandom. It's more popular than ever. And in this hobby or lifestyle, hey, I see us collectors out there. There is a lot to get overwhelmed with. So with that being said, welcome to my Manga 101 class. We're gonna be going over everything I wish I knew when I first started in this hobby. Also, before we get started, if you've been watching the channel for a while, let me know some beginner-friendly manga that you would recommend someone either finding the channel or getting into this hobby. I think they would really find that helpful. And if you're new to the channel or the hobby, first of all, welcome. What got you into all of this? Was it your friend? Was it your parents? Did you find manga at a school library? Did you watch an anime that you really liked and you got the manga and that got the ball moving? What's your story? Let us know down below. Part one's gonna focus on you. Yes, you. At the end of the day, this is your hobby, okay? What are the things that interest you? What are the series that you find interesting, that you really like, that you might want to collect physically? My TA forgot to turn on the lights. Remember that manga collecting is a physical representation of the series that we love. I always like to call my collection sort of like functioning art because this really is the staple piece in this room. It's an intention grabber, it's a conversation starter, it's something I can make friends with, it's something to share with my friends, but I can also make it my cozy space. It's my safe spot. It's a place where if it's a rainy night, an early summer morning, I can stand here for as long as I'd like, and I can choose the manga I want off of my shelf and go into my nook and escape. So I ask you again, what do you like? This will always be our North Star when making decisions here in the hobby, at least in this video. Now we can get into the meat and potatoes of this video with the types of manga. Not genres, okay, but types of physical manga. There's a lot there to unpack. For a lot of you guys, this might be really basic information, but someone coming into the hobby, okay, or the parents that are watching right now, this is very valuable. We'll quickly go through this. Let's start with standard volumes. Here is Hunter x Hunter volume 22, okay? We're gonna go ahead and call these standard volumes. These will typically be the most common way and most affordable way of collecting physical manga, brand new at full retail price, of course. Now, of course, price will vary and publishers will vary, okay? But they all have the same look. Here is the Yen Press equivalent of that, okay? So they're basically the same size. However, I believe these are $1 or $2 more expensive. Prices will range pending the publisher. Okay, these will normally be paperbacks and they'll be black and white with maybe the first 2 pages or so being colored. Important side note, maybe, but there might also be like big box retail store exclusives, okay? So there might be multiple volume ones with variant covers. Sometimes they'll come with bonus materials, you name it. Okay, next, omnibuses. These have multiple volumes inside of them, okay? Typically they're paperback, but they could also be hardcover. This right here is the classic series Initial D, and it's put out by Kodansha. This omnibus contains volumes 1 and 2 of Initial D. This is what the single volumes would look like for Initial D, but inside of here, once again, are 2 individual volumes, which is why you'll see a price increase. Next, we're going for the price hike with deluxe editions, collector's editions, anniversary editions, everything else in between. Now, while these are expensive, the flip side to that coin is sometimes a publisher only releases a manga series in a deluxe edition. So it's gonna come with a price tag if you physically want to collect that series. Okay, last but not least, we've come to the holy land of light novels. And this is where the pipeline is very real, from anime watcher to manga enjoyer to light novel reader. It's actually a massive pipeline that we're not talking about enough. Let me know if you read light novels down below in the comment section. You can think of light novels as basically shorter books centered around anime IPs that are typically easier to read and digest. They also tend to offer some illustrations throughout the story, which is phenomenal. Light novels also typically have like a ton of volumes in them. Not all of them, but a lot, so make sure you have the shelf space or you're prepared for that. I think light novels themselves are a great gateway into reading other books. And definitely these are the source material to, if you're watching an anime or reading a manga that has a light novel, chances are this is the actual source material. So you'll always find more content in the light novel. And this is why you see so many people that run out of episodes and they end up going to the light novel because they just want more context and more chapters and what happens after season 12 or episode 12 or episode 24. Or they've run out of manga chapters. They've exhausted the anime and the manga, and now they need to know what happens next. And what happens next will be in the light novel. So always check if a series has a light novel if you're okay with reading them. Not all of us are, okay? And I'm fully aware of that, and you don't have to be. That's why there's other ways to enjoy these series. That's why there will be a manga adaptation. Next part briefly is going to cover the silent majority here. I have a sneaky suspicion it is the silent majority, all right? Which will be digital manga reading. We're gonna quickly go through this. What do I mean by that is that you can read manga on your iPad, the computer, the phone. Michelle actually reads a lot of like fan fiction, manga, light novels, Danmei, on her phone in bed a lot of the times. And honestly, I saw a ton of people in Japan. The majority of people I saw reading manga in Japan was done on their phone. And I went to, I don't know how many book offs, I don't know how many manga shopping experiences, I don't know how many cafes and places people would typically be reading manga. I don't know how many trains I rode. It was a lot. I was there for a month. The vast majority of people that I saw reading manga or reading in general, it was on their phone. But when we're talking digital manga, they're basically talking about where to buy ebooks. All of the big names pretty much have their own app. So Barnes & Noble has Nook. I think Amazon has Kindle. Then, of course, there are third-party apps that a lot of us use. I myself sometimes use Bookwalker. And there are a lot more than that. We're just quickly going through this. These can be helpful for sampling manga. I know a lot of us are digital first, and then if you like the series, then you will collect it physically. And a lot of the times you can read chapter by chapter, so you'll get stuff a lot faster than physical releases. And you'll also be able to read manga that just isn't out physically. Like if I wanted to read Ace of Diamonds, you can't really see it, it's behind here. I have volume 1 in Japanese, right? Because there's no physical release, but if I want to read it, I can read it over on like the K-Manga app, and I can read it that way. Same goes with like Hajime no Ippo. No English release, but I can read it if I'd like over on the K-Manga app or other places, right? All right, so let's frankly talk about shelving, which will become quickly the most important thing that will quickly decide what you end up buying and how much of it can you buy, which is storage, physical real estate that you have available to you. Remember, collecting manga is a physical hobby, and at the end of the day, it's very much similar to like aesthetically hoarding, for lack of a better term. Whether it be cards, video games, golf clubs, guitars, or yes, even manga, we are all at different times in our lives in different situations with varying budgets and square footage available to us. Taking that first step into getting a bookshelf is quite exciting, so let's quickly go through this. The most common by far are from IKEA, and they're called Billy bookshelves or Billy bookcases or whatever they're called. This is from IKEA. I don't remember the exact model, but these aren't Billy's. However, IKEA also sells like higher end shelves and whatnot. This is one of those. They're not Billy's, but they're very close to Billy's. And of course there are competitors, so buy whatever is cheapest at the moment or whichever one that you can afford in your own budget. You can go check out places like Wayfair, Target, Walmart, they'll all have a competitor to Billy. However, my best recommendation, if you are at a place in your life where you can afford this or you are living in a home where it won't be too much of a hassle to move them around, real furniture that is made to last will always be the best option in my humble opinion. Something you don't have to build yourself, and if you take care of it, it will last a lifetime, something that your kids will be using. If you have kids, millennials that are still childless, I'm looking at us right now. All right, summer is here, and that means I'm gonna go outside to read more. And this year I was in the market for new earbuds that I can take on the go, whether I'm vlogging or just going out to read with Michelle. The checklist that my new earbuds had to have were active noise cancellation, and since I'm in California, they needed to be dust proof, and they needed to have quick charging because I am always forgetting to charge my devices. So I was so happy when Raycon reached out for their springtime partnership. And also look how cute this case is. Oh my God. I have been trying their new everyday earbuds this week. Every day, pun intended. These new models of their everyday earbuds come with 31 hours of battery life. Even if I forget to charge it, they're equipped with Raycon's quick charging features, which give me 90 minutes of listening in 10 minutes of charging. So whether I'm reading outside, in an airport, or at the park, having their active noise cancellation is so nice. This summer, Raycon is giving the BoogieSnacks community a deal where you get 15% off of the everyday earbuds by using code BOOGIE while at checkout or by using the links down below in the description box. Once you have your shelf, the best part now happens, all right? You get to be creative. With this channel that I have here, I've been lucky enough to do these manga collection reaction streams, which means that you guys get to submit your collections to me to react to them at home. If you want to join the next one, Discord link will be down below. Just join, someone will help you out. I get to see how creative you guys can get with building your manga collections, and it's very inspiring. And some of you guys are even like mix and matching brands of bookshelves of various sizes and widths. Now that you have manga on the shelf, let's cover just best practices a little bit, okay? First and foremost, if you have a bookshelf like this and it isn't earthquake secured, especially if it isn't, put your heavier stuff at the bottom, those big bulky omnibuses and deluxe editions and those hardcovers, put them at the bottom. It will help prevent the shelf from actually tipping over, and it will also slowly delay the inevitable bowing that these shelves will get. Try to, I'm failing a little bit, but try to keep them away from direct sunlight, as that will cause yellowing if you want to keep your manga nice and perfect and pristine. If you live in a very humid area or neighborhood, invest in a dehumidifier. It'll just be better for the manga and books in general in the long run. And my most important tip, this is one that I've learned very recently. I recently moved to this place that has carpeting. Books attract a lot of allergies, specifically dust mites, and I have a dust mite allergy, so make sure we are wiping our collection down frequently. This will definitely help your allergies, especially during the allergy season. Okay, where to buy manga? Let's talk about it for a second. Assuming you already have a few volumes, you probably know in your area where to get a volume or two of manga, typically your big box retail store. But is that really the best place to buy manga? Is that the best place to be spending your dollars? Well, obviously that depends on your budget, depends on your location. Some of us have literally no options near us to go buy physical manga. It all has to be done on an online retail shop. I'm gonna give you some very quick ideas and places you can immediately try to go in your neighborhood. However, what I say is the best option here is to go find creators out here on YouTube. There are so many that are all over the world. Maybe you don't live in my area. Maybe these stores that I have that I can go to, and I live in California and I'm very blessed to have a ton of manga shopping options. Maybe you don't have any of those. Go find a creator that lives in your neck of the woods. And I almost guarantee you that you can. Okay, brick and mortar stores. Okay, you got Barnes & Noble, Kinokuniya, Books A Million, half-price books for the used books, rare stuff you can find out of there. Same with Book Off, you can get some used books, rare stuff, out-of-print stuff every once in a while. But most importantly is go support your local comic shops. They're disappearing, all right? And a lot of them are now starting to carry more manga than ever. Go support them. They're a place to go make friends, and I think we'll miss them when they're gone. I truly think these places are sacred. They really are. There's something special about an indie bookshop. It might be a little more pricey. It might be full retail, maybe even $1 more, right? But go support them. I'm not saying go get your entire collection from them, but every once in a while, just remember that they exist. Online retailers, okay, obviously the Crunchyroll manga store, Amazon, all right? If you want to get secondhand stuff, sometimes it's the only option. You got eBay, Mercari, places like that. Once again, we are breezing through this because I think you guys can go find them. I don't think you're gonna have a hard time finding product. And if you are, just watch some of the vlogs. We have a ton of really cool vlogs on the channel where I take you guys exploring different manga shops, even in Japan. I'll put my whole vlog playlist down below in the description box. It might be a great place if you're new and you're just finding me. It might be a great place to actually get to know me as a creator down below. Very briefly, let's cover digital manga. Now remember, I have a whole video dedicated to this coming up that I've put so much time into where I'm comparing basically all of the popular and even some of the non-popular ones. And there's a lot of drama in the digital manga reading space and a lot of competition. So I'm gonna give you some of the really big ones right now, but there'll be a whole video coming out pretty soon where we're covering like, you know, DRM stuff. There's a lot of drama, but let's talk about it now. Okay, basically there's the Viz app and the Jump app. Those are subscription-based, very cheap, very affordable. You have Manga Plus by Shueisha, Bookwalker, K-Manga, and last but not least, if you have Amazon Prime, you're already paying to access a ton of completed manga that you can read digitally. Just Google, like maybe the keyword search would be like Amazon Prime read manga, okay? And the link will come up, you'll find it. You'd be surprised with how much they have to offer and you're already paying for it. You might as well get your money's worth. And of course, last but not least, the library. The library is such a great resource, and the more that we use these library systems in our neighborhood, the more interest that it will show your local communities that you have in manga and the more manga that your libraries will start to obtain. Last but not least, used manga is our friend. So class, repeat after me. Used manga is our friend. Yes, that's right. Used manga is our friend. Okay, let's quickly talk about budgeting. And parents, if you're listening to this video in the background, and this is going to be quite important, this is something that I wish I had paid more attention to because I have been known to go way over budget. Okay, there is something called the 3-volume rule, which is very basically put, give a series 3 volumes to decide whether you want to continue collecting it or not. I think that was a valid strategy up until a few years ago, and I think the meta now really is to see if you want to read a series or not digitally, or if you want to collect a series physically by starting it digitally. And a lot of publishers, through whatever app, give you access to the first few chapters for free. Don't be scared to wait on sales. Yes, trust me when I say this. When you get a new bookshelf, it's a very human thing to do, is to see an empty shelf and want to fill it up as quickly as possible. Trust me, the manga isn't going anywhere. Wait for the sales. Trust me. Or not, hey, I don't control your wallet. Another very popular thing to do is to set a realistic budget. Now, this might seem like common sense to you guys, but it's very easy when you fall into this bubble, much like collecting cards or collecting video games. Like we have the Steam summer sale that's about to pop off right now, where you end up with a back catalog of manga that you've spent a ton of money on, and it takes forever to burn through, because the excitement is not only like buying the manga, but then you get the excitement of the manga arriving if you've ordered it online and unboxing it, right? You get the excitement of organizing your bookshelf. There's a bunch of different like serotonin boosts you can have in this hobby. And I've asked this community, what is your average monthly allowance that you give towards this hobby? And I've seen it go as low as $20 to upwards of like $100 to $200 and plus. Last but not least is to collect with intent. And what do I mean by that? A lot of the series I'm now buying physically, right, that I'm paying money for, that maybe publishers aren't sending me, right? I know that I will reread down the road. I've already reread like Tokyo Ghoul and some series that I have in my collection, like Barakuman and whatnot, multiple times, and they will continue to bring me joy throughout the years. Not uncommon in hobbies like manga collecting or video game collecting to have some sort of Excel spreadsheet, whether it be like Google stuff or Excel itself or a Notion tracker or Libib. I use Libib myself, where I have a nice little scanner where I can scan the barcode and it instantly puts it in my library, and I can see everything all well laid out, and I can even, export it into an Excel if I wanted to. Okay, moving on to the next part, which is arguably what I think is one of the most important parts that we'll talk about in today's video, which is explore different genres and types of manga. There are so many wonderful award-winning series with a plethora of different genres within this hobby. If you're looking for a bunch of recommendations, go check out any one of my haul videos, vlogs, you name it. They're riddled with a bunch of recommendations. So we've made it here to the end. So let's talk about beginner mistakes and final thoughts. Don't be afraid about returns, especially outside of Amazon. All right, I've pretty much gotten, especially if you're ordering online, I've gotten horrible deliveries where manga pages end up ripped, bent, you name it, spines destroyed from every big box retailer that you can think of. We're talking Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, you name it. Don't be afraid to return them and get the copies that you deserve. This one is so important, but research the titles that you are getting yourself into, because you would be surprised how many manga titles are like on forever hiatus. I think Nana has been like on hiatus for I don't know how years and years and years and years. Same with like series that we all know and love like Vagabond. They've just been on hiatus for so long. There's no clear direction when they're going to come back, or there's the occasional comeback chapter. We're talking about, you know, series like Hunter x Hunter, where if you're looking to have completed series that you can just binge read, this would be very valuable information for you to know. Or if you just don't want to get attached to a protagonist or a story or a world that just never ends up getting completed, or you have to wait years and years and years for the next volume. So truly, this is one of the best pieces of advice I can give. Research the series before investing actual money into them physically. Community. Oh my goodness. Community might be like the best thing about being in this hobby. I encourage you guys to invite your friends out manga shopping. Go on adventures, go explore different manga shops yourself. And if you have none near you, that's okay too. Try to make some friends on Discord. You can join our Discord down below. We do manga collection reaction streams, we do gaming, you name it. Join the community on other social media websites. Start finding other creators to follow, other people you might seem interested in, the publishers themselves, and that way you'll know when new stuff comes out too. Whew, okay, I've been filming. I've been filming for a while. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. If you made it this far in the video, say hey down below in the comments. Let me know that you're still here. If you're looking for something else to watch, I recommend my latest vlog. I have two that just went up recently. I have a reading vlog and a manga shopping vlog, both with Michelle. They were a lot of fun to record. Thank you once again to all of the Patreon members that help keep this channel afloat. I've been working on my new upload schedule. I hope you've noticed, and there's still one more video to go up, like that will be up in just a couple days. I really want to make an effort this year to bring back weekly uploads, if not 2 uploads per week. But it's I'm going from like 1 upload a month to like all of this. It's quite jarring, but I'm in love with making videos again, and I'm having so much fun. I love you guys. If you're new here, welcome to the community, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye.